มาแล้วค่ะทุกคนสวัสดีทุกคนนะคะมีใครมาแล้วบ้างแน่นอนคุณนิโคลัสมาเป็นคนแรกเลยนะคะสวัสดีค่ะคุณนิโคลัสเป็นยังไงบ้างวันนี้สบายดีคุณนิโคลัสวันนี้สบายดีนะคะคุณนิโคลัสบอกว่าผมพร้อมที่จะตอบคำถามของคุณครูครับ I'm ready for the teacher question okay
Ready to answer the teacher's questions. All right, there it is.
สวัสดีค่ะคุณพี่very very glad to watch YouTube live stream again. Yes, right now เรากลับมาแล้ว we come back เนาะคุณทอม
ใช่ครับผมครูอังหายไปไหน Where did you go to, teacher?
You see, like you can see, like I'm cough เห็นไหมลองทำดูสิคุณ concern okay I will tell you story later in Thai okay I คิดว่าทุกคนอยากรู้ครูอังกับครูทอมไปที่ไหนไปไหนมาใช่ไหมคะสวัสดีค่ะคุณลูกสวัสดีค่ะโอเคคุณครูเป็นคนเดียวที่ผมพึ่งพาโอเค thank you ค่ะคุณไก่ปาร์คสวัสดีค่ะโอเคมาแล้ว you know the reason I think you know the reason ว่าทำไมครูอังหายไปประมาณ3 อาทิตย์ใช่ไหมคะ3 อาทิตย์เนาะคุณทอมใช่ไหม we
อะไรแบบนั้น3 อาทิตย์
แต่
ครูอังไอบ่อยๆแสดงว่าครูอังสูบบุหรี่เยอะไปใช่ไหม
no ไม่ได้สูบบุหรี่ not smoke ค่ะคุณกุนเซอร์บอกว่าสวัสดีครับ are you still alive yes คุณกุนเซอร์ยังมีชีวิตอยู่ค่ะ I'm still alive นะ
ไม่มีแล้วนะคุณกุนสเตอร์นี่ก็เป็นผีอังครับ
ก็กลับมาแล้วเนาะค่ะไม่ได้เจอทุกคน yes ประมาณ3 อาทิตย์ก็คิดถึงทุกคนนะคะ missing everyone so I think you can see from my cough now I mean my symptom yes I'm still cough but it's okay it's a lot better than like last 2 weeks นะคะก็ครูอังไม่สบายไม่สบายlet's say 1 เดือน2 อาทิตย์3 อาทิตย์2 week 3 week I mean like ไม่สบาย for the first week but you know I'm still cough a lot that is not really good to cough when I'm live stream right no one want to see I'm coughing ใช่ไหมค่ะนิดหน่อยค่ะคุณเคียวชิยังไอนิดหน่อยก็
So teacher Ang has been sick for a few weeks. That's unfortunate. I went on a lovely motorcycle trip around Mae Hong Son, the whole of northern Thailand, and came back. It was a good trip.
เป็นไงคุณทอมก็สนุกไหมคะไปเที่ยวสนุกใช่ไหม Yes คุณลูกถามว่าเป็นโควิด-19 ไหม Yes ใช่ค่ะติดโควิดคุณลูกติดโควิดแต่ตอนนี้หายดีแล้วไม่มีโควิดแล้วแต่ only these symptoms still left ใช่เลย that's sad ไม่เจอทุกคน3 อาทิตย์ you know I feel like I'm missing something you know because like my schedule ใช่ไหม my schedule is like okay every Wednesday live ใช่ไหมแล้วก็รู้สึกแปลกค่ะรู้สึก is feel แปลก is strange I feel so strange คุณทอม like
ครูอังรู้สึกแบบมาคิดถึงแชทนะ she misses you chat that's what's happened guys it's part of her life now
I'm missing like talking you know I'm cough so that's why I'm just like พูดนิดหน่อย like สอนนิดหน่อย I'm missing talking ใช่ค่ะโอเคค่ะทุกคน nice to see you again นะคะยินดีที่ได้เจอทุกคนอีกครั้งแล้วก็ what is our topic today คุณทอม
Our topic today, I believe we're doing pronouns. I think that's what's happening, personal pronouns.
Personal pronoun ใช่ค่ะ Our topic today is personal pronoun. I think ทุกคนมีคำถาม probably you faced with this problem before like okay in English you just use the word I and you right for every gender I mean every age and every situation but in Thai ฉันเขาเราพี่น้องป้าแม่ yes that is that is a problem for the Thai learner เนาะค่ะ
Absolutely. I mean, people in Thailand for a very long time, they'll still say like "pom," "kun," That's
โอเค ใช่
after a while, it is far too formal. It's far too formal to be here. So we might go over some useful ones.
yeah อ่ะคุณทอมอยู่ที่ประเทศไทยหลายปีแล้ว for many years like okay like first time you came to Thailand you study Thai this is a big problem for you ใช่ไหม
Yeah, sure. At the beginning, I think I sounded very formal, probably because I would always say "pom," 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 "pom." Everything was "pom," so it sounded probably a little bit cold or strange. Yes.
ถูก
And
ต้อง
we'll go over some of the tricky ones as we get on, but I think everybody has experience where people will say, "Oh, my nong, this is my nong," and you'll be like, "Oh, it's your younger sister? Really? How many sisters do you have?" And I'm like, "Oh, no." So get
ถูก
used
ต้
to
อง
it.
เห็นด้วยใช่โอเคค่ะทุกคนพร้อมไหม Are you ready วันนี้ต้องโอเค first you need to like clear your mind ทำสมาธิ do meditation a little bit get ready for like many personal pronouns today โอเคนะโอเคเดี๋ยวครูอังขอแชร์หน้าจอก่อนแชร์หน้าจอ
Hello, Naru. Nice to see you back. Glad you see that you didn't forget us in our absence.
ทุกคน ก็มีนักเรียน text มาถามครูวันนี้ไม่ไลฟ์หรอบอกว่าmaybe next week ค่ะอาจจะอาทิตย์หน้าค่ะ and I keep postpone like 2 อาทิตย์ 3 อาทิตย์น่าสงสารใช่โอเค share screen ยังไม่เห็นใช่ไหม
ยังไม่แชร์ครับผม
Windows โอเคนี่เลยเห็นแล้วใช่ไหมคะ personal pronoun in Thai yes มีหลายคำมากค่ะ there are many words ใช่ไหมคะ many different words Xavier Wenley favorite live stream โอ้ขอบคุณค่ะขอบคุณค่ะคุณชาเวียอยู่ญี่ปุ่นไม่น้อย
ญี่ปุ่น in the chat okay
personal pronoun เนาะ actually like Xavier like use the wrong personal pronoun with me before and make me feel like ขนลุก goosebump เนาะ Xavier remember right ใช่ขนลุกค่ะโอเค personal pronoun in Thai we call คำสรรพนาม let me write it down คำสรรพนามภาษาไทยค่ะคำ this is mean word and สรรพนาม is pronoun นะคะ I think like the pronoun is just like the first thing you study learn like when you learn the new language ใช่ไหมคุณทอม
Yeah. Seems like a lot of people, the first thing they want to study is rude words, but if you're really studying a language, yes, pronouns.
เดี๋ยวจะให้ดู this one is in the Thai like written here example กู you might hear this personal pronoun before กูมึงไอข้า and อะไรอีกหนู and เอง see that how do I know which one I'm gonna use ใช่ไหมคะ because actually I can say like personal pronoun like if I teach you like that like to remember this one used in this situation this one you're gonna use with this age that is difficult the best way to like practice your personal pronoun is use in the real life and you need to be in the real situation and then you will understand more like for example in the real situation you see that person angry to each other and you will see like they change the personal pronoun and that I think that is more like how to say it's best way to learn เห็นด้วยไหมคุณทอม
just like all of any language, the best way is actual experience in doing it. But if you actually see them using it in real life in a coffee shop or something like that, and yeah, it will give you a much better example. A big one, people, they try to learn another pronoun in Thai and they're like, I know, I'll speak informally and I'll say gu and mung for everything.
ใช่ค่ะ
Not really appropriate for a lot of situations.
Also in the movie like in the movie in the series they're gonna use like the personal pronoun as well มา I mean like the different personal pronoun okay look at this everyone Thai pronoun it depends on the age อายุ social status gender relationship between the speaker and occupation ใช่ไหมคะ yes so it's really depend right it's really depend that actually like it's so difficult for me like to like okay how I gonna organize people to understand all like at one time and let's say personal pronoun that we going to learn today is like informal the informal language is commonly used for the speaking rather than writing นะคะอันนี้อะไรเนี่ย use in yep sorry like typo ค่ะโอเคไหม
I think we'll go through some informal examples of personal pronouns, and then at the end we might give a summary of like the easiest ones to use in any situation.
ได้
right?
ได้ค่ะ
Most
ได้
common
เล
ones
ย
to use. I'll give you a big tip for that, a really useful tip. But for now, we'll just study a bunch of them, and we'll get to the end first. Okay.
That's why like I think this we're gonna divide it for 5 big group of them I and you informal personal pronoun okay sometime like okay which personal pronoun that you use in the family or with stranger acquaintance colleague at workplace close friend and lover โอเคไหมคะ we're gonna divide for this 5 group มาพร้อมเนาะคุณทอมพร้อม
พร้อมครับผม
พร้อมค่ะ
พร้อมแล้วครับ
Okay, so let me just show you our plan. This is all personal pronoun that I have. And at the end, we're gonna have like some games. Let's say a game. So you need to guess like which personal pronoun which is we're gonna use in this situation that I try to like give example in this page. Okay, I have about 10, I guess 10 or 15. We'll see. Hopefully we have time for that. Nah? And if I think like I missed some personal pronoun as well like if you something like you might heard or your family or your Thai friend like might use it with you you can let me know I'm sure like I'm not put it all in here just only the one you're gonna hear a lot okay
Yeah,
ค่ะ
if you have a personal experience hearing pronouns, put them in the chat. If you've personally heard people use them a lot, throw them in the chat. You will hear a lot more than we're going to put in. It's like an infinite number of them in Thai, so.
Okay. The first one okay in the school when you ไปโรงเรียน when you going to the school I'm sure this is you was taught from the student right ผม rising tone is I for a man and ฉัน is I for a lady this one for the first person right repeat after me นะคะทุกคนผมคุณทอม repeat after me ด้วย
You said everybody at home ผม
that's right okay ผม is I for a man this is polite we taught you this word because like it's the common way to use you for the man you can use it almost every situation right for a man the word ผม that is useful for you ค่ะ but for a lady ฉัน rising tone actually like for writing when I write I gonna spell this way ฉัน with a rising tone but sometimes you might hear like people pronoun ฉัน with the high tone that is more like the common way we speak นะคะ I'm not say ฉัน sometimes I say ฉัน but to be honest I never use the word ฉัน for the personal pronoun as a Thai people
I'm actually going to say I've since I learned other pronouns I very very rarely have used pom for any situation most of the time you're talking to your group of friends and so you wouldn't be saying no I with your group of friends it just sounds strange
ใช่โอเคฉัน or ฉัน rising tone or high tone for like the like speaking and ฉัน also the common use for a female but for me I'm not use it and my friend will just feel strange if I use the word ฉัน with them นะคะ for me I use some other word later I told you I will tell you later and the second person here is คุณ let's say like it's paired together ฉัน ผม for the first person and คุณ they will use for like the second person like คุณ is mean you ใช่ไหมคะ yes คุณ is also polite and formal นะคะ This is really simple that we learn from the school ผมฉัน or คุณ so you can use in the family with a stranger acquaintance or the colleague at the workplace in the situation like okay you try to be polite with them you not like really separate like okay the class or the age something like that So
you're not taking the hierarchy of Thai culture into play here. It's just kind of a neutral, polite way to be. It's not overly, but it does show that you're not familiar. You're not familiar with people.
Yes. And also sometimes if I need to present something like in front of the classroom, I will use the word ฉัน as well ค่ะเนาะโอเคไหม You understand the word ผมฉัน and คุณ right คุณทอมเข้าใจชัดเจนใช่ไหม Anyone here in the chat if you have question you can ask me นะคะโอเคไหม
That's right. Agang Pantria. Agang Pantria. I hope that's your name. Yeah, Shan. Kind of colloquial, common way to say it in real life, rather than giving it the rising tone.
High tone, actually.
No, rather, not instead of giving it the rising tone. Easier to say.
ต่อไปอันนี้ this one I never use it because it feel like how to say feel like the 80 feel like okay for a man กระผมคุณทอม have you ever heard about this word กระผม
No I've never heard anybody wait นอกจากดูหนัง like จะยุค80อะไรแบบนี้ right? If I watch a Thai movie from the 80s, maybe something like that. But I've never heard somebody actually say the male super polite form like this. กระผม
ค่ะกระผมดิฉัน okay this is the first person I กระผม is I for a man and ดิฉัน is I for a lady so for me like if I gonna use กระผม and ดิฉัน okay maybe I talk with maybe the government interviews me something like that so in that case I gonna use the word กระผม or ดิฉัน because it's try to be like really polite with them right okay at this time you see like they start like divided for the hierarchy นะคะกระผม ดิฉัน and also like if a young man talk to the older people who like in the high position okay they might use the word กระผม something like that เนาะ
So in that case, it's a combination of they're talking to a person who's older than them, very important in Thai, and a higher rank. There's no better way to put it than that. Yes, they're a higher rank in society.
So for me, the situation I can think about to use the word กระผม example, maybe that guy he is อะไรดีเป็นพนักงานhe is a staff and then he talk with the CEO and they are Thai they both Thai people so at this time like กระผม something like that they gonna use it really polite way and ดิฉัน for me I not use it because I feel like I'm from the 80s something like that maybe only in like really formal situation okay like talk to the government talk to the no not king and queen because I need to change to other way to talk only that situation I can think about นะคะ and the second person here is the word คุณ okay it's also possible to use it they are pair okay and ท่านso the word ท่าน have you ever heard about this before คุณทอมท่าน
Yes I have heard this word before but again very uncommon in usual life.
Yeah. Soท่าน you can use to mention about you, second person, or the third person, he or she. This is ท่าน and yes, we're gonna use with the people who in a really high like social status. Maybe okay among in Thailand like we consider among is in the different like status is higher than normal people and when you mention maybe like a king and a queen or sometimes we use to mention about your parent as well is a person you show the respect, like really respect. You're gonna use the word ท่าน to talk to them or like to mention about them นะคะ
Yeah. Dingo Diggler in the chat brings up an interesting point. He says in public announcements.
in the public announcement okay
What kind of language would you use there?
if I talk to people in high status okay วันนี้ท่านไม่สบายท่านก็เลยมาไม่ได้ okay it's possible but still need to be the people in the high position นะคะ in the high social status โอเคไหม this page มีคำถามไหมคะ actually
I know you guys, a lot of these you're like, yeah, I know pronouns already and I've heard them all before and all of that stuff, and you may very well have heard all of these before, but you might not know all of the situations. For example, I know Javier in the chat, not Javier, has lived in Thailand for 8 years and he was still using pom and kun and all of this.
yeah
But you might not be using them when it sounds very strange to be using the basic ones, even if they fit in single situations. So yeah, I know. You might have heard them.
ใช่
So ถ้ามีคำถามก็ถามเลยนะ if you have a question teach me up.
So I think like กระผมดิฉันคุณ and ท่าน you might hear like sometime เนาะ sometime some like occasion like TV okay something like that from the news but this one you might hear like a lot more than like กระผมดิฉันคุณท่าน is กู and มึงใช่ไหมคะกู and มึง for me okay I'm not used it my mom will angry at me when I was young if my mom heard me say this word แม่ไม่ชอบ because it's considered rude นะคะ it's considered rude like right now I put this yellow like circle here like use with the family and use with the close friend it's more used with a close friend for the family like you're not gonna use this word with your parent with your dad your mom but you know sometimes like
maybe with your siblings
with the sibling yes with the sibling like you know like the some sibling they rude to each other right they rude
some siblings
I'm polite with my sibling
really well I'm not polite with my siblings or at least we weren't when we were kids we were very rude to one another but chat have you heard gu and mung before and if so where did you hear them that's an interesting one for me I would say when I first kept hearing that is when I was in a coffee shop and I heard Thai people talking and they kept saying "gu" and I was like, why are they saying that?
Yeah.
And I asked my friends. Yeah, I would say it's with close friends 99% of the time.
With a close friend ใช่ค่ะใช่ but you know sometimes like when you watch a movie and like some scene like okay some family which is how to say there are still some family which is like talk back to each other right mom can use the word gu and use the word mung with the kid as well that's why I told you like it's really depend on the situation or really depend on that person if they are a rude person if they're from the rude family okay they might use it but you're not I tell you you're not gonna use it this word okay ไหม I know like for me I think like people who learn Thai you should speak like polite so I will not recommend you to use this word กู and มึง okay ไหม
It's a good way. Don't try and use them just because you want to sound a bit more informal and a bit more Thai. Save them for close friends. Naru said, my girlfriend family in Isan uses them. I didn't know you had a Isan girlfriend. Good to know, Naru. Nice. So they use Isan and dingo when you argue. Yeah. And you're in an argument. Absolutely. When you're right? You get a little bit hot-headed and you start using rude language when you're arguing, of course. You're not going to start staring at each other and being like, pom, and then tell them off. It'll sound so strange. ค่ะ
ค่ะ so กู and มึง กู is mean I when you refer to yourself I กู first person is I and it's paired with the word มึง which is mean you กู มึง กู มึง I heard it from movie I don't want to try and use คุณจีน ดีมา
ฉลาด
กคุณจีน ค่ะ ใช่ไหม Okay, but with friend like a man friend, you know, with a man friend in the group, maybe like in between like 5 men, and of course, you're gonna hear this word all the time. ตลอดเวลา and okay, if you in that situation, okay, we not consider that is rude because it's the way you show like intimacy between your friend. If you not say กู and มึง with your friend like that, you know, a man friend, yeah, your friend might feel like I'm not close with him enough. Like, you know what I mean, right?
มันรู้สึกแบบเย็นชา
ใช่ค่ะ
It feels like cold. You're being cold to your friends or really informal. It's not
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, it feel like if you not use the word กู and มึง between the close friend, it feel like you have the wall between them. Maybe like, okay, the Chinese Great Wall. Yeah, you know, it's not
just a wall, not just a wall, guys. It's the Great Wall. That's how big it is. You really need to use it in the right position.
ใช่ค่ะ กู and มึง That's why คุณจีน say like อะไรนะ
I was, you know, when I first started learning pronouns, I would use them in the wrong situation. I would use gu all the time just because I wanted to practice using it, and it was probably a lot of people were offended by that.
Of course, yeah.
Course. Those early days, I had to try and see what worked.
I can imagine if you are Thai person and Gary, your friend Thai person, yes, I will hear กู and มึง กู and มึง like all the time. Yes. Okay. For ฝรั่ง is never sound. I was อะไรอะ advise that as ฝรั่ง is never sound nice. This is like recommend from Mr. Jean ค่ะ Okay. No?
I think once you have some Thai friends, some close like male, if you're a man and you have a male friend as well, then you can absolutely use it, and it kind of proves that you consider your friendship has, you know, grown into something where you can trust each other a little bit more close. So yeah, there's but it's hard to find. I agree. One, you say use with close friends or when arguing about this. Yes,
that's
absolutely.
right. Thank you.
Looks like we get this one.
No?
You're angry or really close friends.
Use with like someone you not like it. ใช่ไหม You don't really like them when you agree with them as well. Good to know. Yes, คุณอารุโอเคนะคะ กู มึง No question? Any question? Some more question about this? ไม่มีนะ ไม่มี Excuse me. เดี๋ยวก่อนกินน้ำผึ้งมะนาว Today I make น้ำผึ้งมะนาว just only for this, you know. น้ำผึ้งมะนาว honey lemon only for this live stream.
I bought some lemon juice from the shop, but you know, that's as good as it gets.
Actually, that looks like a beer.
I did have somebody in the comments once say, "Why are you drinking a beer on the screen?" This is lemon juice. This is lemon soda.
ค่ะ Yes. Okay.
All right, some more.
Next. เรา เธอ นาย and แก What does this mean? ใช่ไหม I think you know like before เรา is mean we, right? เรา is mean we, but if you use the word เรา as a first person pronouns, เรา is mean I. เรา is mean I. What? But it's same pronoun and same spelling as the word we, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm going to say this is my second favorite way to use a personal pronoun. So it's a very kind of neutral usage. You can use it with informal speech, but you can kind of use it with almost everyone. It's a pretty good one. It's a very versatile one to say now as a personal pronoun. Really useful.
Yep. Okay. เรา is for the first person I. You're gonna use this pronoun like, okay, both a lady and a man is able to use the word เรา and the word I. And when you are in the situation like, okay, with close friend, for me, like I'm not use the word กู and มึง with my friend. Probably like we are ladies, we are girls, right? So we more like soft, we more like, how to say, more nice. Okay. That's why we use the word เรา and เธอ I use เรา and เธอ with friend. Yes. And the word เธอ is used for a second person or the third person นะคะ เรา เธอ or ฉัน and เธอ so you're not gonna use like with the people who kind of like older than you mostly like maybe you're not sure about their age maybe you meet a stranger on the train and then เราจะไปเชียงใหม่เธอจะไปที่ไหน something like that ใช่ไหม if you're not really sure and you feel like okay she might have the same age as me so I will use the word เรา and เธอ and the word เธอ this is so confusing right because some book the word he she right sorry the word he and she sometimes they use the word เขา which is mean he she they them and sometimes they just separate เขา is for a man and เธอ is for a lady but I gonna say like เธอ is not always for a lady okay ไหม it's not always for a lady the word เธอ if the old lady mention about young man and that lady's example like she in the high class like high social status a little bit she will use the word เธอ to mention about that guy who younger than her see มันสับสนมาก it's so confusing ค่ะ
It is definitely confusing. I understand why it would be that เธอ is used for women because it is most of the time. But as you said, there's always exceptions.
yes มี exception ภาษาไทยมี exception เยอะๆ do you say at the end of เธอ no คุณสเตอร์ not เธอ no not like that it's just เธอค่ะเธออิสระนะคะเขาโอเคเรา okay summarize again I think right now I also confuse what I said เรา is mean I เธอ is mean you most people think mostly for a lady or it's like mention like she but there are some exception like they also can use to mention a man as well but need to be old people in the high social status and she polite she was taught to talk like that something like that โอเคไหมไม่งงนะ not confused
Thankfully, this will never be a situation I'll meet. High social status? Come on.
โอเคค่ะ
That's not happening.
and นี่เลย the word นาย okay when I have a male friend at the school right if I have a male friend at the school yes of course we almost the same age I will not call him คุณ but I gonna call him like his name or I gonna call him นาย because I feel like เธอ is too sweet I gonna call him นายจิมมี่วันนี้ทำไมนายมาสาย why today you come to school late like that นายนะคะ and คุณทอม for example คุณทอม have a friend who the same age as well yes คุณทอม gonna use นาย to call your friend if you polite โอเคไหมคะ yep
ใช่ครับผม
ค่ะ
I don't find this one to be that common, but I guess I'm not really high, so it's
โอเค so
ไม่ได้เจอเลยนะ
คุณดิงโก้โอเคค่ะคุณดิงโก้บอกว่า I thought นาย is translate to Mr. so I surprised can use for a woman no คุณดิงโก้ this one you use it to mention นาย I think you from the English part here it mean like a lady and a man can use this word to call a man no not call a lady นะคะ not call a lady yes
it's when you're using it for somebody else and they are a male so no, you can't use it to call a woman so to speak
that's why like that's why for me what I gonna เธอ I think okay let's use the word เธอ for both this is what I recommend because มีเยอะๆใช่ไหมif you sweet you use เธอ and if you sweet a little bit with him you use นาย look at my heart so if the heart is the big one it mean I really recommend okay this one the heart is like smaller okay it mean okay I recommend 50% and แก
Sorry, I will ask you a question on this one. So for all the men in the chat, I will ask. So let's say I have a friend and he's a male, and he's the same age as me, and I referred to him as เธอ Would that sound strange?
Yeah, for a man it's strange.
So,
Also
you
about
put a big heart on it, and you're like, you could use it for men, but it would sound super weird if I had a friend who was my age, and I was like, oh, crap, I know you would have just like flirting with him. What's going on?
You see, that's why it's so difficult, like to teach like that.
Oh, I had to call that one out because you should not be calling your male friends who are the same age as you that unless you're flirting with them or something. That's a bit no.
Okay, maybe I draw like if you a lady talk to a lady and talk to a man, okay, you use the word เธอ but if you are man you talk to your friend, yes, it's นาย
I think this is why in the books they teach you that เธอ is only used for women.
Yes,
it's not that only used for women, it's just that it's safer to say that, oh, this is for women, this is for men, the end, right?
ค่ะ
That's
คุณ
safe.
จีน ค่ะ okay, so let's talk about นาย again นาย can be Mr. นาย Tom, like on your ID card will be like นาย Tom whatever นาย Jean, this one is like for the address your name นะคะ but คุณจีนนาย Jean example if Tom and you are the same age Tom บอกว่า Jean วันนี้นายอยากไป hang out ไหม okay, that is possible.
Yes. Jean, you are the same age as me. You're 27, right? Absolutely.
Yeah. ผู้ชายเป็นนายโอเคไหมทุกคนไม่งงใช่ไหมคะ not confused right ไม่งง I know it's confused but ดูหนังเยอะๆ that is can help okay
ครับ
and แก is can use for a third person and also like a second person right so this one is the same sex example lady talk to lady ใช่ไหมเจนนี่แกโทรมาหาฉันหน่อยเจนนี่ call me please Tom talk with Jean Jean แกทำไมไม่มาโรงเรียนวะ like why don't you come to school something like that นะ
so a somewhat kind of intimate, shall we say, it's kind of a French word to talk with the same gender as you. Yes. Your friends.
And also say okay look at this so you can use with close friend you can use with a stranger like I told you some example like I miss some friend on the bus right and colleague at work yes this is polite enough but if you close with them of course you're gonna change to กู and มึงใช่ไหมคะ so this one it depends on like how close about that person about you and that person
we got so many levels here already we got คุณ นาย แก มึงif we get closer and closer.
I think actually I should write the how to say the pyramid.
Yeah, the pyramid of closeness. It should be an inverted pyramid because the further you get down, the further the closer you are, right?
Yeah, yes, that's why personal pronoun ก็ it's a difficult topic. Okay, lover, easy, lover. You can call your girlfriend by her name, or like you can call yourหมู whatever like อ้วน something like that I told you before right like how to call like lover or boyfriend girlfriend
a lot of nicknames
เขา and ตัวเอง this is confusing again teacher I think the word เขา is mean like he or she but how right now you can use with the word I yes when you use with the lover you're gonna use the word เขา if you talk with your girlfriend like กระผม come on no that is never happen no and ตัวเอง is mean you เขา ตัวเอง I and you mostly you're gonna hear a lover like use this word to talk to each other okay เข้าใจไหม เข้าใจนะ
it is Yes. That one I find especially complex because cow, right? Cow will be used to refer in the third person to somebody else. You're like, oh, cow, by now, right? But then you use cow for your intimate lover. Strange.
ใช่ค่ะ เขา and use your name. That is easy. That is ง่ายๆ Use your name.
I'll leave it to the end before I give you the super easy version for all of these.
ค่ะโอเค ข้าพเจ้า I see คุณ Nicholas like typing this word before ข้าพเจ้า is used for a first person pronoun used for like formally in the public statement and official document so close friend are stranger acquaintance colleague at workplace family and lover you will never use this word none of them ใช่ไหมข้าพเจ้า example you need maybe one day you apply for like Thai like
nationality
yes at that time you need this word ข้าพเจ้า because from what I heard they're gonna ask you to please talk about yourself in Thai and then yes this word will use in that situation
จริงๆแล้วต้องร้องเพลงด้วยนะ You've got to sing a song in front of them too so,
ค่ะ something like that แล้วก็ and also like you gonna hear this like in your writing the most you can check from your like document paper immigration paper they use the word ข้าพเจ้า I'm not sure if you have like a Thai version but they might use this in like official document ข้าพเจ้า also if I like would like to write the letter to the government or ask for visa ask for scholarship or whatever I will use the word ข้าพเจ้า as well โอเคไหมเข้าใจนะคะ
Writing a very formal letter or a public statement speech something like that. Very unlikely to be used but
this one หนู used by a children talking to adult okay หนู is literally mean rat or mouse little rat a little mouse but it's used by a girl okay also I'm not gonna say only a girl young girl let's say a young woman okay can be my age talk with the people who older than me I gonna like say like หนูคุณลุง uncle วันนี้หนูจะไปเดินเล่น whatever หนู example
so for young girls something like that is there an age cutoff that you should kind of stop using that I feel like ถ้าสมมติว่าอายุ30แล้วก็โทรหาหนูอยากไปนี่เนี่ยมันดูแปลกนะ
ไม่ because like I think this is like what is confused me as well because in Chiang Mai we use the word หนู like when you see like you see the age like different like clearly but in Bangkok that time I went to Bangkok and then that lady is older than me she older than me like for real like and she used the word หนู like หนูมาจาก blah 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 and I like do I look old or like she used the word หนู
Yeah, it should be very clearly age difference there. Like you're talking to an uncle or an auntie or something like that, and then you can be safe to say, okay, I can say no. But I've heard that before. I've heard people who are, basically the same age and like no, and it's like what?
Yeah, for me, I understand like, she want to be young. She still.
Yeah, it's kind of like you want to act like you're young and cute and sweet. It's like, man fun to black, But yes.
So. You can use with a stranger, like you can see the difference between the age clearly. You can use it even with a stranger. You see like the people on the bus like,หนูจะออกไปแล้ว I will leave. You can sit here, auntie, something like that. เนาะค่ะ colleague at workplace, okay, with the boss, with like the people who really older than you, and also with the family. Yes, mostly you hear in the family, ค่ะ and also lover. If Yeah, for the lover as well. But for me, I'm not gonna use it because it sound like like when you watch a movie and the scene is like they have like sugar papa, sugar daddy. The young lady will use like personal pronoun หนู with like sugar papa. That's why for me personally, I don't think I'm gonna use like หนู with my boyfriend becauseแปลกๆนิดนึง is only my opinion but I'm sure like a lot of people use the word หนู as well
แน่นอนแต่จริงๆแล้วทอมก็คิดเดียวกันนะ I wasn't going to say anything I was going to be like just be quiet about that but yes it is it sounds a little Yeah.
ใช้ได้ you can use it and you will hear a lot as well
มันอยู่กับบริบทนะ it depends on the context right?
ใช่
depends on the
ถูกต้อง
อยู่กับสถานการณ์ yeah right it depends on the situation right
ใช่ค่ะ
like yeah
I'm not sure if you ever heard about this อัว
I've never heard this one before
จริงเหรอ อัว and ลือ if you watch some like okay if you go to the area maybe Chinatown in Bangkok you might heard this pronoun because like in Chinatown like mostly like Thai Chinese right the Thai Chinese family like okay they gonna use the word อัว and ลือ to talk to mention about them and to mention like you อัว is mean I and ลือ is mean you for the Thai Chinese family นะคะ mostly right now you can hear only like old people say it like old generation
Yeah, I would like to ask chat, has any of you heard this used in real life? When I'm in Chinatown in Bangkok, I'm negotiating prices. That's what's happening there. They're not using their family personal pronouns. I'm torong kayu. I'm negotiating. I've never heard that. ไม่เคยได้ยินเลยในชีวิต Chat.
Have you ever heard before?
ครับคุณจีน you say still 25 Tom okay ครับน้องนะขอโทษนะ
ค่ะเนาะ yeah อัว and ลือ if they start using this pronoun okay you can assume okay they are like Thai Chinese something like that okay ไหมค่ะ and what else ค่าค่า and เอง it's really old like really old style I think about like the 90 or the 80 in the movie like they're gonna use the word ค่าเองนะ let's say back to Thailand let's back to like the old time 100 years ago people not use the word คุณ and เธอ they still don't have this word because at that time like people use the word ค่าเองall the time if you watch like old movie in Thailand you never heard the word คุณผมฉันกระผมเขาตัวเอง never นะคะค่า and เอง yes
yeah I've heard ka used that way but not combined with eng
it's paired with เองค่ะ
if you used it today with somebody would they understand what you were talking about
ใช่
if you still use it today it would just be a little bit eccentric to kind of use
ค่ะ some people still use it ใช่ like Tom เองทำไมมาช้าวะ like push yeah you still
I think
can
I
hear
kind
it
of like it I think I kind of like it I'm going to start using those I like the old
เอง like actually my I have like ลูกพี่ลูกน้อง my cousin she just like live next to my house in Lamphun and then like it's just weird because like she use the word ค่า and เอง in for her boyfriend ใช่ and
มันฟังดูน่ารักมันฟังดูน่ารัก kind of use like ใช้คำศัพท์จากยุค90อะไรแบบนี้
really yeah ใช่ค่ะ and I ก็ตกใจ because I never heard this word like so long like only from the movie only like from some people but she used it as and I just wow that's good น่ารักค่ะค่า and เองค่ารักเอง is more like sweet is more real you know it's more like sincere if compared with the word ฉันรักคุณค่ารักเอง okay ค่ะ
I like that I think it's cute I think if you spoke to the new generation they might not understand what you were saying but yeah that's something
and next one ค่ะ I and you this one of course is from English right I and you right now okay new this is quite new like in Thailand because of course right now like the new generation they feel like I don't want to show like respect that much you just like 1 year older than me right ใช่ไหม that's why like and also like for me it's difficult right what I gonna use my pronoun with my student you know like หนู no because like I still like I'm a teacher you know like in my history
you're on a higher status socially there in that situation but you're younger than them in every
but at the same time I'm younger than them that is so difficult for me as well that's why like I is perfect like personal pronoun for me when I speak with my student หนูฉันอัง no I not use my name as well I use with Thai friend mostly like วันนี้อัง blah 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 เนาะ Thai people use their name a lot like to mention about I so
I noticed this more and more common. This has become more and more common as Thai language is kind of, how to say, borrowed so many words from English more and more commonly. So it's kind of becoming integrated with English. It does get a little bit confusing sometimes because they'll throw an I in there and you're like, are they trying to say I Tom, right? Like for like P, and I'm like, it's just I as in me, and you're like, oh, okay.
Sure. I just and me, that's right. I just and me, ใช่ค่ะ yeah. So let's say like when you have the hard time to think about, okay, what personal pronouns should I use? I and you. Just like back to the English version.
Yes. You know what? You spent all these years studying Thai. เรียนรู้ภาษาไทยหลายปีแล้วนะแต่จริงๆแล้ว actually you just use I and you.
Because it's ดีใช้กับทุกสถานการณ์ use with every situation I you and you not really like like put the people in the high rank or in the high position or lower position something like that เนาะค่ะ I and you this easy for you มัน is mean it right mostly you used to mention about object it's broken it's beautiful but you can use the word man to mention about the people as well it's kind of rude Thai people think like even you mention if you talk about your dog and you use the word man that is kind of not nice that's why like Thai people gonna use the word น้อง when you mention about your pet your dog your cat man is ไม่ค่อยสุภาพ not really polite นะคะ but if for the object is okay yes
yeah using it with an object definitely common and I have used it with dogs because I've actually sat there and thought wait what do you call a dog I mean I guess you could figure out what its gender is but it would sound weird to be like how the dog yeah the dog it is hungry right
okay and also we also use a status to refer about yourself or that person third person or like the second person right okay if your status is พ่อ is dad yeah dad gonna use the word พ่อ to be like I วันนี้พ่อไม่กินข้าวนะ today dad not gonna eat rice and also mean like today I'm not gonna eat rice see พ่อแม่พี่น้อง okay the word พี่ and น้อง you gonna hear a lot พี่ is mean older people น้อง is mean younger people yes so actually like I recommend this as well พี่ and น้อง but you need to know like if they're older or younger than that's what I told you before like if Thai people ask about your age don't feel offended because they just want to know if you're older or younger than because like the way we treat the older people or the younger people is a little different let's say
it's very important to know the age so you know what pronouns you should be using and what you should be referring to other people as so on the next page I think because we'll have about 15 minutes left I think we'll get into examples of what we think are the best safest pronouns but definitely P Nong you're going to use those a lot you're going to use it to refer to somebody else or you're going to use it to yourself so I'll commonly say P Tom blah 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 and I'll just be
ใช่ๆ even in the workplace เนาะ like วันนี้พี่จะไปสายนะ today I'm going there late even I'm not their real sitter right น้องจะเอาอะไรไหม like hey you want something as a people who younger than you yep
and I would say that as you get older it actually becomes easier you know why because you don't have to refer to anyone as P anymore. Everybody's younger than you, and it sucks. And you can always just say P to yourself.
And ป้า and ลูก เนาะ
Yes,
on your status.
Sorry, but Dingo had a question there. You said you use I instead of is better than I. In what situation?
Actually, that is like different word นะคะ like I is like the word I. They have no tone. I like that. But the word I.
For P,
actually,
right?
The bad how to say is the bad address in front of some people name is mean like when you want to mention about someone or call someone in a bad way, let's say James. James, it means I show the feeling I'm not really like that guy who named James, or maybe I'm really close with him. That's why I can use the word I with him, right? ค่ะ and for a lady they put the word e, falling tone e, like something like that เนาะใช่ค่ะ not polite ไม่สุภาพนะคะอันนี้ไม่สุภาพ it's just like the word Mrs. Mr. but in Thai we have the unpolite address in front of the people name as well.
So the article you put in front of somebody's name, and you're either very close or you're being rude, or you're just showing you don't like that person. ครับผม
Status and occupation, of course, like the situation, some situation like you can use the occupation like to mention about yourself, or mention about the second person or the third person, like อาจารย์ professor, หมอ
Yeah, so when you're talking to them, you'll just say teacher, a dan or more, doctor in this case. You refer to them as that.
In Australia, it's the same thing, right? Like when you go see the doctor, they use the word I, or they call like himself หมอ doctor, like this.
Oh no, he would only refer to himself as I or whatever.
I, right? Okay.
You might refer to him as doctor because you're not intimate enough to know his name, and so you just say, you recommend, right?
ค่ะ อาจารย์ หมอ พยาบาล แท็กซี่ ตุ๊กแม่ค้า โอเคนะ ค่ะ maybe example แม่ค้า I say like แม่ค้าลดหน่อยได้ไหม it mean can you discount please, and she might say like แม่ค้าไม่ได้กำไรเลย it mean I as a seller don't get any profit, something like that ค่ะ and personal name as a personal name as a personal pronoun. Yes, that is very popular, and I think like most of my students say like that is like a little bit strange, right?
A lot of myself included, and Javier, for example, I know for a fact, using your own name as a personal pronoun, I would say is probably the best way to go for a lot of situations, so long as you know each other's names. Then I can just say, Tom Hill How, you can just say I'm hungry, and you just use your name. But if you translate it into English, it sounds like you're an insane person. It sounds like you're crazy. If I was sitting at the table with you and I said, Tom is hungry. Who the hell is Tom? It's so weird. It was just like, Tom is sick, and you're like, well, are you talking about somebody else called Tom? It does sound like you're narrating your life in the third person. It sounds insane, but super common. It's the way it's said.
This is the way we use, no? So don't feel weird if we like call like our name to mention about ourselves, not a third person. That is really common.
Yeah,
really
I remember.
I like it.
Yeah, it's you get used to it. But I do remember my first year in Thailand. Somebody I knew, their name was like Fasai or something like that, and so there was just like the sky is hungry, because I would translate what they wrote in Thai, and they'd be like Fasai hiu how, and I put it into Google Translate, and then Google Translate was like the sky is hungry, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, is this poetry? What's going on? I didn't get it. I didn't know that was a name, right? I didn't know you would do it that way. So
yes, actually, this is is a big question from the student. Like when we try to read some like some stories, some books.
Everybody's name means something, so if you translate it individually,
นกไม่สบาย and นก is mean bird.
Yeah, do you have a sick bird?
Yeah, that's right. And also like in Thai we don't have like capital letter, which is like gonna signify that is the name. ไม่มีนกไม่สบายแล้วก็เลยไม่ไปโรงเรียน so student gonna translate bird is not well and not going to school. Strange, something like that. This is another problem you're gonna face with if you learn Thai,
especially with the word you've never seen it before, but then it translates into like the piano's hungry, and you're like, what the hell are you talking about? It's just insane. But you have to figure out when it doesn't make sense. It is somebody's name.
My neighbor, they have the girl who named Piano, and then another neighbor next to my home in Lamphun have a boy who named Guitar and Piano.
Guitar and
ค่ะ
piano. God, a family orchestra.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so right now ค่ะ if you are a monk not gonna call himself ผมกระผมเขาเรา monk gonna use the word อัตมา to refer about himself อัตมา วันนี้อัตมาอยู่ที่วัด it means today I'm at the temple for the monk version and monk not gonna call you คุณตัวเอง no never monk gonna call you โยม
Yom.
Tom
Yom Tom.
yeah โยม Tom ต้องเป็นคนดีนะ need to be a good person
Man,
like that ค่ะโอเคเข้าใจนะคะทุกคน this is like some example personal pronoun that I have today I'm sure I see คุณ Nicholas typing a lot the different one ค่ะ but that's that we don't have time for that เนาะ
there are a million more, but this is a great list to start from because these are the most common ones, and I'm sure a lot of us aren't using all of them. Before we run into the test, I would say like I'll give my advice for what I recommend as like the most common ones, the most useful ones. So rao, absolutely rao, pretty informal, pretty versatile. Use that as a pronoun. If you know names, always just use your name. It sounds like you're an insane person, but yeah, it's probably the best way to go. Or if you're close enough and you know their ages, just refer to yourself as P or Nong. Or if you're even older than that, you should refer to yourself as uncle or auntie and use it accordingly. Just use your age as your name and you're good to go. That's the best way. Crew, what would you recommend?
Difficult for me to recommend. Okay, so I will recommend like to use that to use your name and rao. For the man is easy. Like ผม that is a perfect one, alright? And ผม and เรา and your name. So like for me I recommend to use your name ค่ะ yes เข้าใจมากขึ้นโอเคค่ะคุณนารุโอเคมา exercise เราจะหมดเวลาแล้วexercise ค่ะทุกคนมา so this situation right when you talk to your teacher who older than you so I say like teacher who older than you because like at the school like the teacher is younger
It's going to be an awkward situation though. So in the chat, read the question. We got when the teacher is older than you. We haven't played for 4 weeks now. But your answer in the chat, A, B, C, or D.
A, B, C, D. Okay. Which personal pronoun for the first person you're gonna use with the teacher who older than you? Okay ทุกคน please ได้ไหมคะข้าพเจ้าอัวหนู and เรามีคนตอบมาแล้วค่ะมาคุณหวานบอกว่าหนูคุณเซลฟี่
I'll teach Kroang, you haven't said are you using the pronoun for yourself or are you calling the teacher by this? Which one are you?
I write it here.
Oh, sorry, just in the corner there's a tiny I in brackets.
See, everyone can see, right? ทุกคนเห็นใช่ไหม
Okay. Okay, so the pronoun you're using for yourself.
Maybe I move it here a little bit. Add the word I. จ้าทุกคนตอบสิคุณจินบอกว่าผมเรียกตัวเองฝรั่งบางครั้งครูคิดว่าโอเคไหม No you're not gonna call yourself ฝรั่งคุณจีน You just say like ผม or จีน That is better.
I've done that before, absolutely. I'm like Farang Koni, like myself, crazy Farang right here. Absolutely, why not? What have we got? CC. Yeah.
So ถูกต้องค่ะ Okay. I add the word I if you younger yes than your teacher you call yourself หนู okay ไหม even for me like if I still see like my teacher like which is you to taught me from the university or high school I'm gonna call myself หนู still okay ไหม yep ต่อไปwhen you talk to your colleague who older than you พี่น้องมึง and นาย
Okay, so we're looking for the you version in this case.
The you version in this case.
So when you're calling them, when you're calling them over, what will you say? พี่น้องมึงนาย A B C D
A B C D A มีคนตอบแล้วค่ะคุณselfie right คุณ selfie ใช่ไหม ตอบ A
C
พี่น้องมึง and นาย
What do you think, guys? What should you call your older colleague?
older นะคะ older นะคะ
Older. What should you call somebody who's older than you? Your older colleague at work.
Yes. If they're older, like you immediately like respect them. This is what people understand. Even you not respect them, but the culture,
Yeah. I was going to say, I mean, not really, but it shows. You're showing your respect. But yes, absolutely.
Yeah. See, like the word P is already like translate and give like all the feeling for you, P, you like respect that person for sure. That's correct ทุกคนเก่งมากค่ะ ต่อไป someone you really hate at that time, like you are so angry with him and then you could kill him.
Or her.
ตัวเอง เธอ คุณ and มึง I think this one easy นะ
Super easy.
ตัว
A
เอง
B C
ใช่ไหม
D. You want to kill that person. What are you calling them?
มาแล้วคุณจีนบอกว่าเราเหรอคะคุณจีน
Wow.
Actually, for me, I feel like if I really don't like that person, I can still be polite because if they start using the word มึง and I use the word คุณ
So they lost first, right? And then you won.
How do you say that คุณทอม explain to student
No, but it's exactly the same as English. If somebody else loses their cool first and flips out and starts using rude language, and you don't, then you won the moral high ground, right? Of course.
That's right.
As English. It's not any different from English, and then you get to be ha ha ha, I won, right?
right?
That's it. You at the end of the day, you won the argument, of course. But let's say that you've lost your cool. You are going to say D. You are going to say Mung. Because you're not happy with them and you're going to use an impolite way to call them.
Okay, so D ถูกต้องที่สุดค่ะ is the most polite. Not polite, is the most correct, sorry. Yep, someone you hate. มึง And then your close friend from the kindergarten. Your close friend from the kindergarten, yes?
Yes, what are you calling that close friend in the kindergarten? You're calling them Nu, Mung. Is this Lu or Tan?
ค่ะ
Yep.
เร็วค่ะจบไหมคุณเซลฟี่ตอบ B ถูกแล้วก็คุณกุนสเตอร์ B คุณดิงโก้ B คุณวาลิมมึง that's right คุณนิโคลัส B คนอื่นมีอีกไหมคะ B ถูกต้องที่สุด
You tried to trick them. You tried to trick them by having Mung used in a fight and then Mung used for a close friend. Gang Mark. Chat is too good. Couldn't be tricked. Too smart.
ถูกต้อง Okay นะ next one your girlfriend
Why does she look so unhappy?
This is what the girlfriend mood
When she's angry at you. So A, B, C, or D.
ตัวเอง แม่ คุณ and แก ตัวเอง แม่ คุณ and แก
You should definitely call her meh.
โอเค ทุกคนตอบ A ทุกคนตอบ A ค่ะ เก่งมาก very good job เยี่ยม คุณจีน C เหรอ คุณ actually like in some movie in some like TV show like sometimes the couple they use the word คุณ to call like your girlfriend as well too polite feel like you're not really like You're not really close to your girlfriend, boyfriend.
Seems really formal. It's like
From
you're
the
writing a
movie,
letter or something.
yeah, from movie like they use the most ฉันรักคุณผมรักคุณ like that ค่ะ okay you are a teacher and you talk to a student parent
Parents. Okay. That's an interesting one. Okay. So you're and when you're using it for yourself, your I personal pronoun. Yes, Vahalim. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. You could say more. Pig. Yes. Used for your girlfriend. Sure. Pig. Not a problem.
Okay มา C หมูปิ้ง you're gonna call them หมูปิ้ง right B เหรอคะคุณจีนบอกว่า B so my answer is C ค่ะครูให้การบ้านนะคะแต่น้องไม่ทำเลย like oh teacher give the homework but he didn't do homework what should I do blah 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 ค่ะ I love
to refer to yourself as your position
ถูกต้อง okay next one you met some stranger is R in here on the street not sure about their age but he look older than you it's like your uncle age ง่ายๆอันนี้ง่ายมากเลย that is so easy what do you think คะ
They're a stranger and they're about your uncle's age. Pretty simple. A, B, C, D. Last one, I think.
คุณชีนบอกว่า A ท่าน Sir ท่าน it sound like Sir Wow so polite คุณจีนคุณลุงคุณหวานบอกว่าคุณลุงจริงเหรอคุณวาลิมท่าน is too polite นะท่าน is too polite ค่ะ
The person is still a stranger, but you don't know them at all. So.
Yeah.
In this case, just like if you're going to a shop and the owner is very old, you will call them uncle or auntie.
ค่ะนะต่อไป you're going to the temple and talk to monk talk to monk ท่านตัวเองเธอ and นาย so what the second pronoun you gonna use with monk
Let's see
หลวงตาใช่โอ้โหทุกคนเก่งมากเลยค่ะทุกคนตอบแบบเร็วมากเลยคุณจีนจริงเหรอคุณจีนฉันน้องไม่มีฉัน in the choice นะคุณจีน
Is he talking about the last answer maybe? Yes, A. Indeed. A ท่าน
A ถูกต้องค่ะA นะ you use the word ท่าน and also this one when you talk to your children your kid your baby to refer I first person กูเราฉันดิฉันแม่
Dishan. So polite with your baby.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
อะไรดี
Which one should you use when you talk to your children? What personal pronoun should you use for yourself? Last one for the day, everybody. Which one is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? And I think you forgot to give the gender for the person talking to them, but when you're the mum.
นี่ทุกคนตอบมาแล้วทุกคนตอบแม่ and แม่ that is correct เก่งมากค่ะเก่งมากๆเลย
Easy guys. I hope you guys I hope Kru Ang helped you to learn some personal pronouns you might not have known or the correct use for them. Thank you very much, team. It was a long break from doing live streams, but we will be picking up every single week after this again.
Sure. Actually, like I have some left, so I gonna ask school to post it on TSL Facebook, okay ไหม and then you can like ตอบ under the comment and I will check later โอเคนะคะทุกคน sorry I'm still cough during the lesson but nice to see you today ค่ะทุกคนขอบคุณมาก I'm still alive ยังมีชีวิตอยู่นะคะแล้วก็ yeah thank you คุณกุนสเตอร์ that text me นะค่ะโอเคค่ะทุกคน I'm gonna see you again next week เจอกันอีกทีอาทิตย์หน้า I hope you understand maybe a little bit more about the Thai personal pronoun โอเคไหมค่ะโอเคค่ะทุกคนเจอกัน thank you so much today bye bye have a good evening bye bye ค่ะ
Thank you, Gunther. Try to use some new personal pronouns in your life.
ถูกต้อง